quiero a Karol G ni Becky G. Lo mío es W, duro, está dura en el gym. Juegos Olímpicos Beijing, combinamos como el Yang en Jin. Podemos hacer un team, mi queen.
Rela, yo como que te he visto efecto Mandela. Eres dulce como un cinnamon de canela. Una corona para el calor de la favela. Canta a capela, agárrate la melena, Selena.
Disco Sao en Perú, blanquita, ojo blue en Instagram, follow you. Hace culo de review, me gusta tú, excepto tú. De New York hasta Moscú, terminamos en el Bayou, Saiyajin como Goku.
Eres la crema, yo estoy como para la cena. Eres la crema, rica como la Nutella.
Eres la crema, ay, como pa' chuparse los dedos.
Eres la crema, rica como la Nutella, la Nutella. Dejo de 2021, te lo dije. Ryan Roy, baby. Legarda.
No sé qué sucedió, pero me perdí en tu mirada.
Oh, mami, dime por qué te fuiste. Ay, ay. Oh, mami, dime que tú me hiciste. Que pasa el tiempo y no te olvido. Búscame, ya estoy vestido. Hoy sí o sí yo me quedo en un cuarto que no es mío. Déjame acariciarte hasta quedarnos dormidos. Yo haciéndote cosas nuevas y tú improvisando gemidos. Esto a mí me gusta más que el dinero. Quiero que te vengas tú primero. A veces me pregunto qué será de tu vida. Ojalá un día de esto me escriba.
Babe, you know I'm thinking about you these days, 'cause I've been thinking about you. Vamos suavecito, me besas también. Empieza mi amigo, termina mis pies. Ven y no te olvido, yo te digo, no te fallaré. No sé qué te hizo, pero yo nunca te dejaré. Y no hay que comprar el atardecer. Hay mucho de mí que te faltó conocer. Si la vida me da de nuevo el placer, voy a volverte a besar como aquella vez que el sol se escondió.
Mientras la noche llegaba,
no sé qué sucedió, verte y por tenerte otra vez, bebé. Paso por tu casa y no te veo, ¿por qué, bebé? Dime que mañana yo te llevaré. Dime que en tu cama.
Oh. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys heard none of what I was just saying. Yo, that's crazy. No way. Dude. You know what's funny? So I've been live streaming trading specifically for, I don't know, 7 years now almost. I do that at least once a quarter. Whether it's music, yo, that's so funny, dude. What was even playing? What did I have going on? Was it good at least? Were we jamming? Oh, we had a little Young Miko playing right now. I should have just let it roll. All right, well, for sure this one's not being monetized. I'll tell you that much. All right, cool. Here I was. I thought you all could hear me. I was here pouring my heart and soul into y'all. I gave you guys the absolute secrets of how to become a billionaire overnight, and I guess you'll never know now, you know. Oh man, cheers to that, dude. Sick, bro. Sick. Damn. All right, cool. So let's see if it works this time. You know, at least y'all were vibing. What did y'all think I was doing? Did y'all think I was just like rapping to myself, or what was the? Yeah, what did you guys think was going on? Y'all think I was just kind of rapping to myself and vibing out over here? That's so funny, bro. That's so funny. All right, so welcome to the session today. So first and foremost, right, thank you guys for investing your time with me, hanging out here for a bit. We'll be here probably for about an hour, maybe a little longer. Got a lot to uncover. So it's funny, streaming here, it's actually very different to what I do every day. For those of you that don't know, right, I live stream in English and in Spanish from Sunday to Friday. And it's for about an hour, right? There's a team of us that are teaching throughout the day and stuff. And so I'm used to just kind of being in that hour and then just kind of being done. But I mean, this is my channel here, so I can kind of do whatever I want. But the goal of these sessions isn't just to help you all see the market better. It's not so that you guys are, you know, passing your challenges and growing your accounts and just learning in general. My goal isn't to make you all amazing analysts or anything like that. That's not the only goal. I want you all to become great traders. And becoming great traders requires growing through yourself. So understanding how you can behave and interact with the markets, because what I do isn't going to be what you do, right? Like my best way of trading doesn't mean it's going to exactly work for you, because you're just a different person. And so my goal here isn't so that you can trade like me. It's so that I can help you, one, discover whether this is something you really want to take serious, which I think everyone could, and it can really create amazing things for you. But more than anything, it's so that you can kind of discover your strengths, your weaknesses. You know, what should you be trading, what works best for you, whether it's indices, you know, metals, crypto, Forex, stocks, whatever. Because it all works, and the way that I trade, you can do it on anything. But the reality is that there are going to be tweaks that you're going to make for yourself and that allow you to be more successful because of just your personality, because of your natural strengths. And there's also going to be things that you're going to discover you definitely need to work on in order to be better, just overall, and for you to have more peace of mind. And so I gotta say, super grateful for all the messages I get from you all. I know a very small percentage of you that are on these actually trade with me every day. A lot of you are just, you know, it's just not something that you can do right now or something you're building towards. But I love seeing you guys that are growing. The reality is, these are skills that you can learn so that you're completely independent, you know. And so as I was getting this set up, I had a weird day today. Weird day. I had an interview at 2 a.m. my time with a CEO in Spain. So that kept me up late. And then we had a live stream at 8 a.m. So I was on about 3 hours of sleep. And then I had like pinched a nerve today working out, doing shoulder presses. So like, weird day. Sleep deprived. My neck is super, super stiff. But I wanted to do this session with you guys. Something about just, you know, one of the things that have helped me, and I know this is a monologue before we get into the value, and we'll get there. You know, we'll get there. And I'm still getting used to kind of streaming just for myself, like literally no time limits, no, I can do whatever. It's actually lit, super lit. But I like having stakes in anything in my life. So like knowing that, you know, a lot of you are counting on, you know, me being live today. Might be the only time, right? You're able to plug in, maybe you work a lot. This is the one session that you can plug into. Maybe for whatever reasons, financial reasons, like this is where you can get access to, or this helps you just lay out your week properly. The mindset aspect of what we go through just gives you clarity. You know, so for whatever reason, like I just want y'all to know, like everything I've structured, and a lot of I say a lot of my success so far in my life has been because of knowing other people are counting on me, and that's a worse for me. So it could be something that pushes you forward in whatever aspects of your life. You know, do you have people that are counting on you, right? And so when you have that, I just feel like the stakes are higher. You're more composed. Your discipline is more elevated. Your self-accountability, your personal accountability is stronger too. So yeah, I mean, if there's anything, if you feel like you're struggling with just your own consistency, your own growth as a trader, as a person, and whatever goals that you have, sometimes you just gotta raise the stakes a little bit, feel a little bit of pressure so that you're able to stay consistent, dialed in, and get the job done, right? And so for me, building this is just movement. This is a movement over anything, which is, you know, trading beyond money, like freedom beyond money. Like for me, trading, money's awesome, don't get me wrong, I love money. But being able to just curate the life that you want through it is the coolest part. And the only way we get access to those types of freedom, whether it's location freedom, financial freedom, whatever kinds of freedom, the only way we do that is through our own personal discipline of really being aligned with and doing what's in accordance to that version of you that you know you can be. And as a trader, there's certain rules that you create for yourself that you have to follow. And that's why I remember in the beginning I'd get super salty with just the whole fucking journey, because you're just losing money, you're blowing accounts, and it's like, why is this not working for me? And it's like, well, you're not doing what you're supposed to do in the first place, so why should it work? I remember there was like a really liberating feeling when I was like, you know what? If I can't even do what I tell myself I'm supposed to do I even deserve to make money? Like so here's the perspective for you guys. And I'll get into the charts here in a second. But if you were your boss, okay? So imagine you're the boss and you create this trading system, right? And you tell this other version of you, okay, this is the system, follow these steps, and we're gonna go places. So you're an employee of yourself. Ask yourself, would you fire that version of you? So there's the boss version of you, then there's the employee number one. And what I realized was, yeah, I would fire myself if I was an employee at my own hedge fund. And I remember this is like 2016, 2017. I was like, yeah, I would definitely fire myself. No risk management, no patience, greedy as fuck. Yeah, dude, you're fired. So I remember it was kind of liberating because it's like, oh, okay, like, why should I feel bad or why should I feel some type of way for my progress? I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I would fire myself. And I remember just laughing. I'm like, all right, you know what? I want to get to a point where I would be my own, if I ran a business, if I ran a trading company, and I am a trader for my business, I got to be on point. And so that's why the discipline's everything, guys. Discipline's absolutely everything. There's my monologue. Here's my speech. Thank you for attending my TED Talk today. I appreciate y'all. Thumbs up, subscribes, and all that good stuff. Y'all, that's love right there. So let's dive into it. Yeah. All right, so we got a lot going on today. So we had some pound news today, and then we just had NZD news. So I'm gonna actually start, oddly enough, with NZD. I know it's kind of weird, but the news was pushed back to like literally 2 minutes ago. So I guess maybe I should have skipped my little monologue and just dove into NZD. Maybe I would have been able to position you guys into something. But I actually thought it already happened, but it looks like it got pushed back a little bit. So let's see, maybe we get a post news event set up here. I'm gonna scroll through real quickly instead of breaking down every single reason why there is or isn't a setup. I'm gonna see if I can, because I can usually spot a setup within like 5-10 seconds. Okay, NZDCAD might be something here. We'll go back to that maybe. And then NZDUSD. Okay, so NZDCAD and NZDUSD, I'm going to focus on these two. There may or may not be a setup playing out here. I'm going to start here with NZDUSD, and then I'll go back to NZDCAD. All right, so NZDUSD, the reason why I'm looking at this right now, this is not like something I look at all the time, but it has more to do with what's happening in the market, the timing. NZD is an Asian session pair, NZDUSD specifically, and so this time right now is where the market's good. There's actual volatility. So in the chat, let me know, and because you guys know the answer, but I know there's some people here who are newer, maybe they don't. But what are the 3 currencies that are the ideal currencies to trade at this time? So go ahead, drop that in the chat. Let's see if y'all are on point right now. Watching that jump. Yeah, you already know. I'll get into some crypto stuff in a little bit. We'll dive into the crypto sauce too, so don't worry. We'll get in there. But right now, so yeah, you guys got it right. Australian, the yen, and New Zealand. Those are the 3 currencies that you want to focus on. If this is the time slot that you can trade and only trade, those are the 3 you want to focus on. So guys, right now, if you take a look at this is where I have my focus with NZDUSD for possible buy scenarios. Now, why am I looking at this zone for buys? Why here? Y'all good, y'all got this. What's up, Miami? I see y'all. So the reason I'm looking at this zone in particular has to do with what happened on Thursday. Thursday, we saw price kind of work its way down, fill some of this imbalance, so we see price swipe these lows, and this, what it does is this move down, this actually ends up eliminating a lot of retail buyers that are loading up in the zone. So you can see, when you see support, guys, typical retail buying prices, right, where there's support. So when price sweeps these lows over here, right, when we get under this, and then what do we see? This comes down and just as quickly works its way up. So we get liquidity, then we see a very intentional sweep of that money, which then rebalances the market. Beautiful. From here, the market then travels, and it quickly worked its way higher to then give us higher highs. And not only do we get above these previous highs, but we stay above these highs. That's crucial, that we're actually, really stable above here. And we close above here all of Friday, we close above here all of Sunday, here for the beginning of our Monday session going into this one. And no surprise, we talked about this last week, these imbalances that the dollar news created 2 Fridays ago, these had to get filled. So they got filled. So now we're seeing NZDUSD get into this zone. And it's in an area where the market can definitely reverse from. And I like it because one, and I think it's going to go down a little bit further, a little deeper into the zone to fill some more of this imbalance. That's right here. And where we've seen a lot of just strong reversals here in the past, this is actually where I want to take a buy setup. So I think we can see a buy right around here. And so the traditional way I would take this trade would be something like this. Right, my entry would be here. Now I like to take my trades inside of the zone where we sell off from, and then where we have seen previous levels of support. After we see that kind of smart money move down, I like to take that there. So this is what I like to see. Now here's where we can get a little bit clever, and it has to do with our stop loss. And let me show you. Now, normally I put my stop loss below the lows right here. But looking at how the market has moved very nicely, very efficiently, I think we can actually save a couple pips, and we can start to give ourselves just a little bit more breathing room, or a little less breathing room. But the reason is we've just moved in a very healthy way. Right? The market traded up really nicely. It's been flowing super well. That husky is very vocal. So as soon as I'm live, she's just like, yo, where's my attention? You know what I mean? Like, hey, who are you talking to? I'm your puppy, like, or where's my love? Right? Every time. But also this is when she likes to go outside. So that's why as well. So in terms of stop loss, if you want to be very conservative, obviously you can keep it down here. I think we're going to get a nice move upwards anyways. Overall, if you notice, NZDUSD basically left equal highs up here. So I think we'll get up here anyways, up into these areas. But I wanna kind of cut a couple pips off of this stop so we get a better risk to reward. And I mean, I could even see us go all the way here and be okay. But I'm gonna give myself a little bit more space, and I will be taking the stop like right around here. So right around 16 pips is the stop that I'm looking at here. And if we want to make conservative exits, I do think a 2-to-1 exit is super conservative, and we can see a little bit of, you can see it right here. One, there's liquidity right there. But there's also like this downtrend here, and a lot of people sold off of this downtrending pattern. So definitely the market's going to want to target these areas. So for us to go for, a 2-to-1, if that's something that is closer to your plan, then definitely feel free to do that. 2-to-1 exit is solid. Exit 1, 2R. So assuming that we get triggered in, obviously. Now, with that being said, I do think we can go even further, but we'll keep that there. It's nice and simple, NZD pairs. Now, before I send this to you all, real quick, and you can go ahead and y'all can share this with whoever. But I did like NZDCAD as well. I did see some potential here. It wasn't as clean though. NZDUSD, we had a very like we could see where the reversals are from. With NZDCAD, it's kind of like here's imbalance, maybe it gives you a reversal. So NZDUSD is what I'm going to be more dialed into. I think it's just easier to see this setup here. So yeah, because here NZDCAD kind of slower on the drop. It wasn't as aggressive on the reversal up, whereas NZDUSD, we saw it clearly work its way down and then just as quickly work its way up. So I like this area. All right, I like this area for entries, and I definitely think we can keep working our way even higher. Now, to give you all a different look at this, because what could give us the most momentum, it might not be NZD's volatility. It actually might end up being New York Sessions USD volatility that ends up making the better moves. So, and I'll draw this up one more time just to make it nice and easy. But, because I prefer Awanda's data feed over FXCM's. None of these are perfect, to be honest. A lot of times the like session opens, like the new trading day opens, are trash. Sometimes FXCM's data will show like a huge wick that just doesn't actually exist. So yeah, that's what I want to look at here. So okay, this was the entry. I think it was like 61 flat basically, and then we had the stop here for about what? Let's see here. I'll bring it down a little lower. All right, 60.99 basically. Okay, and then we're targeting this liquidity that's over here, and we'll go for a 2-to-1. All right, so with this being set up now, I do prefer this setup here, 2-to-1, conservative exits, but this honestly is more than enough to be doing all right. Oh yeah? That's what you want to do right now, homie? It's an attention play, trust. It's just an attention thing. Alright, so I just pinned the NZDUSD here. And we're just gonna work with Maya. She's part of this. This is actually an exercise, guys. Can you stay focused when your environment changes, when your trading environment changes, when there's noises, bells and whistles? I know some of y'all have dogs too, so can you stay dialed in when they come and, you know, make chaos? Some of you got kids. That's worse. All right, so there's NZDUSD. I'm gonna place an alert if it gets closer, and then we'll go from there. So, also, how do you trade this responsibly, right? I like to use this tool, cashbackforex.com. There's no affiliation or anything like that. I just use it for the tool. But super easy, right? Right here, we would plug in NZDUSD. And then where we're entering, so for example, I like to enter it around 60.99. Stop loss is sitting at 60, we'll say 60.83. All right. And then from here, you would just plug in, you know, what are you trading? What's your capital look like? So for example, let's say you're doing 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever you want. Just plug that in right there. So yeah, plug that in, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your risk percentage is, dial that in. Now you know exactly what to do. Okay, so we'll have that set in stone there. Yo, homie. not a competition, okay? All right. Cool. NZDUSD locked in. We're gonna move on from this. I have alert set up, so if the market works a little bit lower into our favor, then we'll take the trade. If not, whatever, we'll move on. One of the things that you'll notice in my trading, I guess, approach, I'm super detached. Like, as detached as possible. If I'm not gonna chase this, I'm not gonna get in now. If I get in now, what happens? That stop loss opens up quite a bit. The market needs to travel so much further just for us to make a little bit. So that's it. The reality is this. Like, you need to be a person of high standards with your system. Right? You're not here for just anybody. You're not here for any trade. You want the highest quality. You want your A+ setups. At least with my approach, I mean, I'm gonna see at least a trade or two daily. Almost at this point, like, of years and years and years, I'm gonna see a day or two. There's never gonna be, like, or at least till now, there hasn't been this drought of opportunity. So I'm not worried about it. Nor do we need to trade every day anyways. So we're just gonna let the market come to us. If it does, if it doesn't, cool. There'll be something else later. It's all right. We're gonna move on from NZD stuff, and we're gonna move forward. If you have any questions at any point in time, feel really comfortable sharing it. Every single person that's on this session right now, at some point in time, they knew nothing about trading either. So please, if you're newer to trading, if you're newer to anything having to do with investing and any of this, get your answers. Because you might be one question away from saving yourself a ton of money. All right. Now, this week is a fun week because this week there is a GBP news event every single day, every day. And in less than 4 hours, in about 3 hours and 20 minutes, there's going to be another GBP, right, Great British Pound news event. So we're going to see, what are you looking at me like that? Oh, we're going to see some volatility. Because remember, these red folders, these indicate some nice movement, which we love to see. So let's go look at GBP pairs and see if there's some signature setups that are just waiting for us. All right. Also, what I will say is this: as I'm explaining what I'm gonna go over right now, you could set this up as a limit. At least that's what I'm gonna do as I multitask here. Actually, I can't even do that right now because the camera that I'm using right now is my phone. Actually, now that I have you here, so I have a Sony A7 III, and for the life of me, I can't get this thing to stream anymore. If y'all remember, I had the crispiest lens sometimes, but for whatever reason, like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't read it. OBS, Zoom, nothing reads it anymore. So if you guys, I got any smart streamers or people more technically savvy than me, let me know. Shoot me a message so that I could definitely do that. But that'd be sweet. So ideally, this actually doesn't trigger during this session, so that I can actually take it, since y'all are right here. So I'm sacrificing money just for you, possibly. All right, so let's dial in. So from here, so this is on Asian zone, right? What do you mean exactly, Block Boy? Does the red news can impact high volatility? Yeah, for sure. So, it looks like this trade might actually happen. How do I take this without you guys losing my camera? Actually, you know what? The camera may be sacrificed at some point in time today. So we might have to switch this up a little bit here. I'm actually gonna do that. It's exactly what I'm gonna do. So cool. You guys can't look at my beautiful face anymore. but we'll be able to dive deeper into the market, which is fine. So basically, set this up as a limit. We're about 4 or 5 pips away from taking this setup. So make sure that and if you're doing this with demo, again, take it. If you're starting off and you're newer, what matters isn't so much making money. Remember, it's just you learning, building more confidence with yourself, with your own plan. That's what's going to make the biggest difference in the world for you. So definitely go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set this up. Right. Alright. Sweet. One second, guys. Let me execute this bad boy. Just set the limit, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so something that really helps a ton is to have a trade copier as well, which basically what that does for you is you take the trade on just one account, and then from there you're able to, it'll automatically send it to everything else. So trade copiers are super clutch. If you don't have one, I recommend looking into it. I can send you guys and show you what I use, and this works with just different things. This is the one that I use here, but if you have multiple accounts, this is definitely the one for you right here. So all right, that being said, let's look at some pound pairs. I have alerts set up for that if we need it. So let's go to GBP. Now, how many people here? Let me know in the chat. If I can't see I'm out. Stop that. If let me see in the chat, how many London session traders do we have? All right, who's a London session trader? Let me know. But here's a list of just different pound pairs that we're looking at, and it starts off here, EURGBP. I'm pretty impartial to. I'm pretty impartial to this, but I'm just not really. I kind of just don't like EURGBP at all. So here you guys have. You can see me from this end now. This is not the angle you're supposed to see me in, but whatever. Nothing's that serious, you know. So we have this. I kind of see the setup, like I get the idea, but I just don't like EURGBP. It's so choppy. It's just a mess. So I'm gonna move forward from this. I'm not even gonna look at this. So I see. All right, Chalet. Is that how you say your name? Chalet. Chaley. We have GBP AUD. Liquidity up top. Liquidity towards the bottom. Remember, guys, what we look for here in the market, we want to see, one, yes, where is retail money, but also we want to see where's smart money, right? Where is there evidence that we had a lot of money, you know, intentionally drive price up or down in order to execute trades. So we either want to look for something like this, and this is hyper simplified, but if we're looking for sells, we're looking for something kind of like this. And then this would be the entry, which would be like right here. So this is for sells. We're looking for something like that. And if we're looking for buys, we're looking for something like this. Again, I'm very much simplifying what it is that we're doing, but just so you have a simple idea of what it is that we're doing here. We're looking for something like that. So something like this is what we're looking for. This is my signature setup, just one of them. This is the most common setup that I take. So either the seller here or the buy right there. Really easy to spot everywhere. Super simple. And so we'll go from here. So GBP odd, do you see something like that here? I don't. All right, I don't really see anything like this. So I'm chilling. So let me see. Can I copy this thing? I wonder if that'll work. All right, so now we have GBPCAD. Now GBPCAD, oh, I can. That's sweet. All right, now I can take this everywhere. All right, so GBPCAD was another idea that I did like. However, there was one thing that I didn't like about this. So there's things that we do like and things that we don't like. And now the first thing that I like about this setup is the liquidity. So when we see this, you can see that there was support building up right over here. Equal lows, support, support, support. Same thing here. And we had a very intentional push to the downside. This ends up eliminating quite a bit of retail buyers. And then immediately on Friday, we see price get above the previous high. What I don't like is that we actually really struggled to stay above this high. Price came up, quickly lost momentum. It kind of traded up here, came up again, quickly lost momentum. So it's just really struggling to stay at these highs. So normally, I'd say most people, they're gonna count this as a higher high, and this is a setup that most people I think are gonna take. But when price gets above these highs, it's not screaming at me that we're bullish. It's almost like, let's get sellers out of the market over and over again and then drop this thing down. For example, here, when price spikes up, it's more so to get these sellers out of the market. Same thing here. When price takes these highs, it just looks like it's intended for retail elimination rather than anything else. So I would give this setup a B-. This is a B- type of play for me. Not something I would take. I just think we can do better. And another way to also just have a better outlook on what's going on here is we can just refer GBPCAD to another pound setup, and we can kind of see, okay, is this more bullish or maybe just more bearish than other ones? And for example, GBPCHF, the drop on this is very mellow. GBPCAD, it's already dipping down much more aggressively, so I can see this setup fail. So is this worth sharing with you all and going, hey guys, I think we could take this? Not really, to be honest, not really. Now, what may be interesting to look at here is this, right? We see price clear these highs, then work its way down, but it actually chops its way up and down and up and down. So I do think we already traded out of this zone. The market's rebalanced. It's very healthy price action. So GBPCAD, I explain it to you so you also know how to read okay setups, decent setups, and you're okay with living without them, right? You got to be okay with just leaving some of these average setups, just like leaving behind. There's just no point. NZDUSD is slowly working its way down. Not quite there yet, guys. Just as a quick update. Now, GBPCHF. Similar situation, but the bullish structure is a lot better with GBPCHF. And we're actually seeing this get above the highs, but it's just not really holding above here very well. So not something I'm crazy about. There's some imbalance, so we can see price come down, but this is not something that I would trade. Let's see if we got something better. GBPJPY, not surprised at all. Okay, so here, I don't know if who got this one? Friday New York session. People who are on my Friday New York session streams, which is about like 300 something people, and well, between both, like 500 between English and Spanish. But we actually had this 2R one set up on GJ right before it totally melted. So that was nice. But let me ask you all a question. Because I want to see how you're learning. I want to see how you're adapting. When you see price drop like this and come up just as quickly, what does that tell you? When you see price make a new low, price makes lower lows, or that's what it seems like, but then the market quickly recovers like this. What do you think is the intention behind something like that? So let me know what you think. So the way I look at this right now is I really think that it's a bank move, change of character. That low was just a sweep retail, change of direction, take people out, just clearing liquidity. All right, so we were kind of in two different places. But yes, my take, again, everything is speculation. My take on here is that this low is not, like, don't let these lows fool you. This is not to make a lower low. This is not to confirm bearish structure. Not at all. The intent behind this low is two things. One, to liquidate buyers. Two, to fill imbalances. And you get further confirmation when the market quickly comes right back. So it shows you here that the intention behind this kind of movement is definitely not to create a lower lows and then we're looking for lower highs. No. This is meant to liquidate, it's meant to rebalance, and then to lure sellers in as well. All right? So that's looking good. Someone said something about NZDUSD. Let's see here. Yeah, we're getting closer. I don't think we're quite there yet, though. Yeah, we're like 3 pips out. So, with GBPJPY, the thing that's strange about this is how it goes down. It's not like one big swoop to the downside. Not at all. It's kind of like a slow work its way down. So I'm interested in seeing if we have something different somewhere else. But what would I wait for here? All right. One, I want to see price trade up here. Like I want us to be above this high for much longer. Because we kind of tread above here, but we're not really like truly trading above these prices, confirming that yes, we are now bullish and we want, and a pullback is possible. We're not quite there yet. So something like that could work. I want to see a little bit more proof. All right. And you can kind of tell what is happening based off the timing. So here you see Monday, the market's recovering like this. Right? Is this GBP? Is this JPY? You can just compare them and you'll get a better idea. So, okay. GBP NZD, now this move here is happening because of NZD. And that's why this is going higher. Nothing that I like here. And then GBP USD, sadly, the sell actually worked out really well here, which is bringing price back down. So we saw this come up here during New York session. You could have definitely had a GU sell. So if you took this, it's looking good for you. I'm in a buy from way down here and another one from way down there. So just holding these out. Again, no new entries for me with any of this. So, and this is really normal. As you can see, we don't have a lot of clarity with entries with pound pairs. And in the beginning of the week, I would say that this happens when you have a week full of news events. Oftentimes, the first news event, maybe even the second one, isn't so much to get you into your trade or to just really move the market so that you get into the market. It's actually really to liquidate. It's to eliminate, liquidity, whether it's buyers, sellers, support, resistance, trend lines, whatever. It's a lot of enticement. So it's enticement in and out of the market. And I think what we're going to see with the pound news here for Tuesday, here in about 3 hours, 4 hours, is that where I think we're going to get more of that. This is going to set the market up, and then maybe New York session or the rest of the pound news events are actually what make the market move nicely. Because you have Wednesday, 2 different news events for GBP. Thursday, you have one, and Friday. So every single day, starting Tuesday, London session, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, London sessions, you have the exact same time, 1 a.m. Chicago time, pound news. That's 2 a.m. East Coast. That's going to be 11 p.m. West Coast. If you're on the other side of the world, then use the clock, and obviously you just pull it up yourself, and it'll adapt to whatever your time is. But cool. So effectively, not much going on with pound. We can move forward from here. There looks like there will be something happening later on, but let this next news event kind of just ride, see what it does, and then see what it can set up for you. You don't have to be in the market all the time. Now, from there, do you think the bank holiday won't affect JPY pairs? I mean, it was the bank holiday on Sunday. It's not a bank holiday anymore. So, not really, no. It's accounted for. Remember, all of these are all just excuses for things to happen. So okay, we have a bit more news events for the dollar. So I'll pull up some dollar setups, and we can go from here. NZDUSD about 2 pips away from entry. Let's see if we get in there. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it up to a vote. Y'all want me to start with the majors, like the dollar pairs? Y'all want me to do metals, right? Gold and silver. Y'all want me to dive into indices next? Or are we feeling some crypto vibes? What's the energy here right now? Damn. Y'all really love metals. Y'all some fiends for that drip. Gold. Who raised you? Let's do it. We'll do metals first. Then we'll do indices. Will be really quick. Then we'll do majors, and then crypto. Cool. Let's do it. All right, gold and silver, baby. Now, we've had multiple moments of silence these last couple weeks, and I hate that I say that, but it's been a thing. It's been a reoccurring thing. So we switched from gold buys to silver buys last week, and the reason we did that had to do with how the correlations have shifted. So a lot of you love trading gold. A lot of you love trading silver, and let's see here. Well, most of you love trading gold, and ignore silver, even though silver is it's the same. It's similar, but the difference is that sometimes gold is going to give you the right setup, and sometimes silver is going to give you the right setup. So if you're getting wicked out of gold trades, it's probably because silver had a better setup, but you're just married to the gold, and it is what it is. Like, I love gold too, I love silver too, but I trade what is giving me the confirmations. So that's why you have to use them correlated. You got to use them together, and they'll give you better setups. So for example, And I know because I'm in tons of different chats and I see a lot of people were victims of this. But a lot of people were trying to buy gold. All of y'all wanted these buy setups and you kept just getting into one. But the reality was that gold went from making higher highs to lower highs. And gold wasn't as bullish when it would go and run up. It wasn't as bullish as silver was. And that's why none of the gold trades were playing out. So silver, for example, mitigated and filled in balance here. This missed our entry by such a small margin. Same exact thing happened again. Was it this morning? Right, this morning? Or was it yesterday? No, it was this morning. It just missed the entry and then kept pushing forward. So it is what it is. Now, I do have some ideas, and I wouldn't take these setups anymore. I do think, based on the reversal that we got, we're playing out of these zones. So I'm not chasing any entries here. I think the exchange of money went down. It happened. The good thing is we do have some good setups here. So when I look at the market, and I'm going to put gold and silver side by side because I think that's the best way to approach trading metals. Oh yeah, we'll get to indices right after this. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. By the way, quick update, NZDUSD is about a pip away from my entry. Some of you, if you think it's time to get in, be my guest. You know, it's literally a pip. It's not a massive difference. So feel free to do that. So I would say right now, market execution is more than fine. So the zone where we like here, entries, is right here. This is kind of the zone that we're looking for buys. And we're there right now. So NZD USD looks clean, very clean. If you're down, run the play. And then I'm only looking, I mean, the stop loss here is like 16, 17 pips. So I'm just looking to collect twice as much as that. So 32, 34 pips or so for the buy setup. That's basically what I'm looking at right now. So that's just a quick update on NZD USD. But now going over to what's going on in the market right now. Okay. So if we look at how gold and silver are moving, and I'm just pulling up the most recent price action. We're looking at 15-minute movements and everything that's happening here. What do we see right now? We saw that silver pumped heavy, gold too. And it came up to these levels, went flying before the market came crashing down. Now, on the way back up, if you notice, and here's where Fibonacci can come in handy. It'll help you see the pullbacks and how deep they are or not. And we see the market with gold. Right, gold has already returned back to where we had the beginning of the big institutional buy. So gold has already kind of gotten to this area, got to like the 618. Now when we compare that, because all we're doing is we're just comparing these two to each other. And you look at silver didn't even get to the 50% pullback. It's actually currently rejecting the 38.2. It's getting a little bit under that. So this just shows me that we still have quite a bit of room to run up with silver, and that silver sell opportunities actually look pretty good. Because if silver were to work its way higher over here, well, where would that take gold? That's the question that we have right now. Right? Where would that take us? What's up, Favre? What's good, bro? Good to see you on here, man. Costa Rica's in here. Is it buy stop or buy limit? I have a buy limit set on NZD USD. Yeah, it's about a pip away from triggering for me. So yeah, when I'm looking at this, and you can eyeball it and see it too, but I think, okay, well, if the market's got to, and I think it just triggered me in here, just about, yeah. Let's see, one sec. Let's see if we're in here somewhere. Not quite. Almost. Oh, it touched my limit. That's always great. We love that, right? Not getting triggered into trades yet. So, but yeah, at this point in time, if you like the idea, excuse me, go ahead, pull the trigger. It looks good to me. Let's see if it's gonna trigger these ideas. But it's right in there. NZDUSD, I bought. Life's good here. Now, going back to metals, I think we can get pullbacks. For me, I like the silver setup over gold at the moment. This could change, right? This could change. But I do think we can see some good plays like this with silver. Gold is kind of already starting to move away from this, so it'll just depend. If, for example, if the market ends up coming back up, and then by the time we get to this area here on silver and gold is slow and it isn't quite at the zone, then maybe I'll take gold. But right now, based on how this looks right now, it looks pretty good. Right, it looks pretty good. So we're definitely, NZDUSD for me, I'm officially in here. Market has gone a little bit under, about 2 or 3 pips under the entry. Perfect. That makes sure that with spread, it gets you in there. Gold on my MT4 with Wanda. You can't trade gold with Wanda, actually. Regulated brokers in the United States will not allow you to trade metals or CFDs, which are indices. That's just how they like to do things for some reason. I don't make the rules, man. You know, it just is what it is. But cool, perfect. So here's the setup. Again, the idea with these, and I'm gonna share this in the chat, is take the setup that is lagging. All right. So gold versus silver. Oops, my bad. Alright, gold versus silver. Can I do that? Oh, I see. I can't do that. Got it. Take the setup that gets to the zone last. Okay, there you have it. Here's the new setup. Perfect. All right, I pinned the setup at the top for gold and silver. You guys had a lot of time for NZDUSD, which is an active trade right now. For me, that's what I did. Obviously, you guys do whatever you want. This is gold and silver. Now, if I zoom out a little bit, what can we expect moving forward? Axel, dímelo, bro. ¿Qué tal? What's good? Now, I do have this nice buy set up on silver all the way down here. So let's see if we get there at some point in time. One thing that's really interesting about that is that this right here, and this is why, because right now, gold overall is more bearish than silver. You can see that. They're moving in different directions. So this low right here on gold, on the left side of my screen, is this low right here on silver. It's the same exact timing. But you can see that the market is in completely different places. So look, we're all the way right here, right now, still at a higher low. Meanwhile, with gold, we're below this price. So gold is just naturally more bearish for now. And so when this goes down, will definitely be interesting. So remember, tomorrow we do have CPI. CPI is always fun. It's always a good time. And we could get different perspective based on analyzing different things. That's what we're going to look at. different material here, different assets in a little bit, because this might not come back up here, right? This could work its way down instead, and we might end up working with buys over here instead of working with any types of sells, right? This could just come down instead of going up. And so if that is the case, then I am also going to share with you possible plays for buys with silver. So here's what I see with silver. If the market doesn't go up and instead we get a massive push to the downside, and if that's the case, then I am in fact looking for buying opportunities here. So something like this. And then where would I take this specifically? Probably just structure, like right here. It's like an AR. So here's silver. I like this one here. All right. We got it there. Cool. There's the metals. You asked for metals. You have received perspective with metals. Now, what sucks for a lot of you right now probably is that you wanted me to tell you something about gold, right? You're like, Mike, I thought I was going to get some gold setups. I like gold. Unfortunately, I don't have the conviction with gold right now based on how it's looking compared to silver. Silver just looks better right now. So I can't give you what you want, but I can give you what I think makes the most sense. So, okay. You guys learning something? Is this making sense? You guys putting the pieces together today? What's up? How y'all feeling? All right, we'll do indices real quick, and then we'll dive into other scenarios. So I actually originally had a sell with US 30 way up here, right? Here was a massive. This was the sell that I took, which I took a loss in today, but I took a buy on Friday that ended up hitting TP today. So I still was up 2R, a little over 2R on the day for, and then I actually ended up taking a US 30 sell right here, which I'm in right now. So we've actually done pretty well on this. A lot of liquidity right now. Wouldn't be shocked if we break through this throughout the night. But what I did take was this, right? The market swept these highs. So I was really waiting for a sell, to be honest, for a sell here. And the reason I don't think that played out was, one, we didn't break the low, so our structure didn't completely shift bearish. Okay, fine. Two, NASDAQ and S&P 500 went on to make, again, more higher highs. And I think we just needed to get a little bit more money out of the game here. So that's fine. Like, taking a good loss, I'm for it. Like, if our effectiveness is about 70% right now, I'm okay with that, right? The reality is, it's not about winning. It's not about being right all the time, guys. It's about learning how to lose. If you learn how to lose the right way, you're going to be able to do this for a long time. And it won't be stressful. And that's the best feeling in the world. So, US 30, fantastic. Now I'm going to show you why I took a sell actually too, real quick. Is anybody in a rush? Y'all have places you need to be or something? Y'all let me know. So this was the idea that I took today. After we cracked these highs and we made all-time highs, the market came back down, and it did the good old classic break and retest type of setup. So once it did this break and retest, as soon as the market was showing signs of strength, like a bullish candle, as soon as this gave me this move here, I sold. Why? Why would I do that? I looked at NAS and I looked at S&P 500, and those guys right there, they were ready to, they had all of this imbalance to fill. And so since they already were giving that momentum, I was ready to roll. So that's why I took sell on US 30. To me, it looked like, okay, we've now eliminated sellers, including me. So knowing that I got stopped out with my perspective with the market, I'm like, okay, this is definitely, we needed to liquidate a bit more sellers. So now that those positions have been swept, the market, then what does it do? It pulls back. This is the textbook break and retest buys. Money is lured in for buys. All right, perfect. Now I have a much better risk to reward. I can approach this with good risk, traditional normal risk percentage, or even less if the risk reward is good enough, and then let it rip. Especially with all of this imbalance, my risk to reward was very good. So knowing that I could approach, for example, guys, if you have a risk to reward that's really good because your stop is really tight, then you go, okay, well, a 5R is great. And you can even go, you know what, maybe this setup is not an A+, but it's a B+. But the risk reward is so good that I could actually risk half, but still make a great amount. Feel free. I didn't fear, and I want you to understand just my mindset with this, right? I didn't fear taking this setup again. Not again, it was a different setup. But once we started to build equal highs here, I had a feeling, all right, that we're about to get liquidated for sure. And we did. So once this happened, this for me was like, if I got stopped out with a good setup, damn ads. Oh, is it really? Is it doing ads? Well, thanks for the 2 cents, guys. Much love. But I think I'll make sure to shift that, I think, next time. Whatever it was is what it was. But how long are those, by the way? Yeah, you guys getting ads like that? Are they what, like 15 seconds, 30 seconds or something? Y'all let me know. You know, are they good ads at least? You know, but as this is moving, right? Great setup. The fact that we're building up so much retail buys right here, this gives me a good sign for the sweep to the low. Not ads again. Oh no. Can skip after 5 seconds, but there was 2 of them. No ads are good. Not if you're studying how to make good ads. Then they're good ads. I don't know. Mr. Beast has a pretty good way of making ads. Like that dude's, like if there's any ads, that dude's not bad. It's very creative. So is there any entries that I have here for US 30? Not really. I think we already kind of escaped price action there. What we could see is this, and it's going to be dependent on what happens next. But US 30 is kind of the slower of the indices to work its way down. If it's not a Mike Nav ad, I don't want it. All right, cool. I'll make my own then. I'll make my own ads. So perfect. What do you guys see? Now I'm going to compare these, okay? So I'm going to split my screen so you guys can see this a little bit better. I'm going to work on making my own super cheesy ads just for you guys. Oh, by the way, funny enough, you guys did this. This is your fault. You said it. You brought it up. The trading journals, I know some of you asked me over the weekend. The website was down. It is back up, and there is a Valentine's Day sale. Nance set it up, so whatever she set it up as. Because we love you and we love trading, so that's why you guys get a Valentine's Day discount. But all right, so we'll compare the structure here, guys. I want you all to look at this. This is very, very good explanation of how and which indice to trade, how to approach the scenario. Is it worth getting into US30 sell now? No. Do not sell US30 now. Where would you put your stop loss? That's the question, right? It's not so much is it going to go in my direction, but it's more so where would I put my stop loss? Where would you put it? Because that's going to change everything. So I wouldn't get into a sell now, but here's what I want you to look at. Look at NAS, right? NAS is giving us higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We clearly have gotten below, right? Right here. We are now at a lower low with NASDAQ. Way lower. So, what does that mean for you? What that means is that now we're definitely bearish with NAS. So sells are much better with NAS. Why? Well, when you compare US 30, here's the low on US 30 from New York Open, and we're still inside of this range. Like, well, this is still bullish, so we haven't even broken beneath the lows. Meanwhile, NAS is all the way down here. It's way below the previous low. So NAS is definitely giving clear signs for a downtrend. Now we would basically just wait for a pullback in order to do that. So what would that look like? Well, you can notice here, and now I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. NAS starts to make its nice little push to the upside before it drops right here. So here's where you clearly see NAS pump price higher. It makes its final push to clear out retail sellers. And then from here, then we have everything coming down. So, right here, price coming back, filling this imbalance, playing off this zone. This to me makes sense for sells. Way better. Way better than this. So to me, we've seen so much liquidity. I would be shocked if we don't break under. It doesn't have to, but yeah, you can see just the move down is much more aggressive. Now what we could do also, lastly, is take a look at S&P and then just compare them as well. S&P, usually the thing is, the reason I don't end up trading S&P very often is because S&P's price action is usually somewhere in between what US 30 is doing and what NAS is doing. So that's kind of why it doesn't really matter too much. And here you even see like S&P has left liquidity right here. So S&P probably will take out these highs, and that could definitely set up NAS. So I would have alerts here on S&P, because what you can see happen is something like this. By the time that S&P clears out this liquidity, which I don't know when that would happen, that could be tomorrow, it could be sometime this week, maybe not. If that is positioning this into NAS, then this is what we want to see. We want to see something like this. So it looks good. Looks on point, guys. So NAS is right as of now. NAS is the setup that looks best in this case, and I'm going to go ahead and share that. Some of you are probably noticing, well, Mike, you have a buy setup here for NAS. Is that still valid? And I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm not going to look to buy this. I'm actually not going to even put that in the picture here. And the reason I don't want to take that buy is because NAS is more bearish than US 30. So if US 30 keeps going down, that's going to take NAS below that zone too. You know what I mean? So that's why I wouldn't necessarily go ahead and do that. But again, guys, we're going to review indices tomorrow morning on the live stream. If you guys aren't on those, then just reach out to me and so you guys can figure out how to do that. But yeah, here's the setup on NAS, so you guys can get ready. Site alerts on your own trading view. So here is NAS 100. Cool. All right. So from here, also guys, update on NZDUSD. We're basically at entry right now. So congrats, we're at entry. Let's see if we can get some momentum and kind of fill this back as Asian session rolls on, and maybe New Year, maybe CPI really helps us recover here. How long have I been doing this for? Oh, I've been here for a minute. Yo, it's been like an hour and a half. What? That's wild. Nobody's gonna watch an hour and a half of me talking. Let's be real. That's wild. All right, cool. We'll pick it up again. We'll make this run a lot faster. Okay, so majors, right? The majors are basically, you know, EURUSD, GU, NZDUSD, AUDUSD, USDCAD, USDJPY, USDCHF. Let's take this to London Open. Y'all are wild. All right, so when we look at, and I'm going to zoom out now. When we look at the market, and we look at what the dollar's been doing, one of the things that I see here is we still have the imbalance from NFP. So could CPI be what pumps and helps us rebalance this NFP movement? Yes. Right? Yes. Could. Doesn't have to. So we could have a nice sell-off from all the way up here. It's possible. But it's going to depend on what other things you're doing. NZDUSD. NZDUSD actually already filled this out. So NZDUSD is just kind of flowing a lot more with way more volatility in this area. It's just moving really well. So wouldn't be surprised if we get to work our way higher over here as well. Maybe cover those areas. I don't have entries for AUDUSD. One of the things that did happen recently though is we did see price kind of float above these highs and then slowly work its way down. So there's maybe some sell opportunities, but this exact same setup happens and much more efficiently, but with EURUSD and GBPUSD. And now here's the one that I'm looking at. EURUSD looks like a pretty good sell. And so let me explain why. EU does this. EU right here, right over here, EU takes these highs. Let's zoom out a little bit. EURUSD pumps up just a little bit, and what this does is this clears out these trending sellers, right? Trend line sellers right there, and right, we get above and up into filling these imbalances. So it's a very intentional push to the upside, which ends up also clearing out sellers here and up here as well. So what we did see happen was we didn't get quite to these areas up here earlier. We're just short. So I do think we can kind of work our way up to this area, sell from over here, and then depending on how and what happens, we may get back to these zones, something like this, right? But I think we have some opportunity, and especially with CPI here at 7:30 a.m. Chicago time, which would be right around right there. That's the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if that news event would trigger this setup. It's definitely a possibility. And then where would I want to take sells? We're in the zone. Well, I've seen resistance here. You know, we saw some wicks right there, some strong levels right here. So I like entries in the zone. This puts us at about right around 10 pips stop. and then the reversal, right? The reversal here that we see, just trading inside of the structure. I think we could see a good 3-to-1. One thing that also that you all may be noticing is that the market here is starting to create kind of this like trend line, retail buyers trend line, and so maybe it clears those lows as well. It can either go down, go down, or it can go up, right? So something like this is possible. We'll see. A lot can happen in the next 9 hours or so. So let's see how this unfolds. I'm gonna have conservative exits since we are making, since last week we've been making higher lows pretty consistently. So I don't necessarily want to assume that we're gonna get a break of structure. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna dial this back to a 2.5R just to be conservative, and and be okay with that. So let's see. Also, for those of you, the way I manage my stop loss is really important. If the institutional buy was about 11, let's say 12 pips, in this example it's 12 pips. Once the market reverses 12 pips off the zone, that's when I move my stop loss to break even. Just so you guys have that clarity there. So here's my entry with EURUSD. I'm only trading CAD CHF, waiting for a break and stability to confirm my bullish bias for the week. Awesome. Stick to your plan, brother. Stick to that plan. Okay, there's Euro. Euro was clean. GU, look like it kind of already did that, but it's a really tight window. So if that does end up happening, then that could actually take GU higher once again. So I don't have entries on GU by any means. USDCAD is doing the exact opposite of what I'm saying, and it played off of here really well moving forward. I don't have any entries here with USDCAD at all. USDCHF. USDCHF is interesting because it does leave behind equal lows over here. I don't love that. We get a good spike down though, which we clear out a lot of buyers before a market briefly gives us new highs, comes back down. We're starting to trade up here again, so I could understand buys here. These equal lows kind of drop the success rate of this down a little bit. So I would say this is kind of like a B- setup in my opinion. I could understand why people would want to buy here, but I also see the vulnerability of the buys because of this liquidity. So I'm not going to take it. Up to you to decide if that's worth your money or not. UJ, not much going on there. Talked about gold, we talked about silver. That basically covers it. I mean, the setups right now, we have NZDUSD that we want to see ride its way higher. We have actually oil. Oil I think looks pretty good. This is what some people would say, oh, it's distributing, like let's sell this. I think it's a reaccumulation. When price comes down, I think the intention behind the moves down are merely to liquidate buys, and then we are getting prices stable up here. So I could see CPI working its way down to then give us some buying opportunities here on oil. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get a buy like this. Different situations, different scenarios across the board with the dollar. It kind of makes sense because, like, for example, let's say EU works out, it would probably, go up to come back down. So EU hitting TP might trigger oil buys, stuff like that. So let's see what happens. I'm giving you different scenarios. at the end of the day, it's all about trading what makes the most sense for your plan. Everything that you do, make sure you do it with discipline, proper risk management, and from there really should be no pressures, no stress. So guys, I appreciate everyone plugging in, dialing in with me here, learning, asking questions, being comfortable, maybe looking like you don't know as much, or getting feedback on something that you're looking at. Crypto as a whole, guys, has been just on a rampage, which has been awesome. We cracked 50K today with Bitcoin. That's just a big monumental level overall. Like, it just psychologically, everyone's like, yes, 50K Bitcoin, bullish vibes, etc. I think we can make it back down to 40. I don't know if we're gonna get that quite yet. One of the things that I do when I look at crypto is I look at the total market caps. I'm not gonna really bore you with that right now, but I wouldn't be adding buys to the market right now. I wouldn't necessarily be stacking more into this at the moment. I think not with leverage, at least definitely not with leverage. Leverage, you can chill. Definitely chill. Of course, there's a lot more than Bitcoin and ETH, and you can have a lot more fun looking at other coins. I'm not going to turn this into a crypto session by any means, but guys, just don't ignore it. Like, just get in there, get access to resources. We have an amazing platform just for crypto education. Nancy, my wife, she dives into crypto stuff like every other day on the live streams as well. So make sure you're plugging in there, guys. Like, I wouldn't ignore this. Crypto has always been just such a fantastic opportunity over and over and over again. Guys, Sol is ripping, just clearing 100, 111, 112, 113. Saw it top out at 125 or 26 and change just like 2 months ago. So the markets are gearing up. Don't miss out by any means. Again, guys, I'm not recommending you guys to get any of these. All I'm saying is, like, don't ignore it just because you don't get it quite yet. Go and get it. Go and figure it out. Right? Go and figure it out. Because the returns on these types of assets are significantly higher, possibly, right, than most other things. Statistically, factually, cryptos are outrunning stocks. They're running laps around stocks. So the compound interest that you can do with some things like this, it make a massive difference over a long period of time. So don't ignore this, guys. Make sure you're plugged in. Make sure, talk to people that that know about crypto. If you want to know more, reach out to me as well, and reach out to whoever. Like, if someone put you onto this session, talk to them. Be like, hey, like, what makes this so powerful? What's up with all this stuff? But just get educated, guys. Dive in. You guys have such good resources everywhere you can look. Right? This is an age where we've never had such a low risk opportunity to just build something epic here. So please go ahead and do that. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all for being on with me for an hour and 40 minutes. Jesus. But anyways, guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one.